Greetings, Eliane Nicole here, your astrologer and tarot reader. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the tarot card for the month of August. And the tarot card for the month of August is the Tower. And the reason that this is the tarot card for the month is because when you do the numerology, 8, 20, 24, you add 8 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4, and it makes 16. And 16 is the number of the Tower card, is the number in the major arcana of the tarot. And the Tower is a very intense card. As you see, this is my Rider-Waite deck. And I always call the Rider-Waite deck kind of like the ballet of tarot. I feel like if you're learning tarot, this is the best deck to learn on because there are so many symbols to draw from. And I think that really helps interpret a card a lot. You see there's this structure and lightning strikes, and there's fire, and the sky is black, there's clouds. All of these are symbols of mayhem, destruction, something that happens suddenly. The people are jumping out of the windows, you know, there's a fire, like it's intense. And that's what that is what the Tower has to do with. Sudden calamity, destruction, collapse of structures, disaster, you know, something that happens quickly out of nowhere, a flash of lightning, and suddenly everything changes. And this card is associated with the planet Mars, who is the god of war, which is interesting because from an astrological perspective, we have some really big Mars transits happening in August that astrologers have been looking at ever since we have been studying the astrology of 2024. Mid-August has always stood out as a time, a pretty wild time. If you follow my videos and my astrology, you know that I just posted a video the other day about the coming Mars-Jupiter conjunction on August 14th, and that conjunction will immediately be followed by a Mars-Saturn square on August 16th, which I haven't done a video about, but I will soon. And this card really kind of matches up with that, as well as the full moon of Aquarius that's coming up that is square Uranus, which has a lot to do with sudden change and shakeups and kind of earthquake energy, metaphorically or literally. And so it's just interesting that the tarot and the numerology of 8/24, August 2024, also very much lines up with what the planets seem to be telling us about what's going on mid-month. So, you know, I like to bring more than one deck to show you. In my Thoth deck, the Tower card is so beautiful. You see all these fiery colors, oranges. Again, there's the black background. In the tarot, the color of the sky can really tell you what the vibe is. But I also connect black to, you know, the dark feminine at work. You see the eye of Horus or the eye of Shiva is up here. So when disaster strikes, you know, there's fire, the people who are, you know, have taken on geometric shapes. So in the Tower card, in the Thoth tarot, it really, I think that the people turning into these geometric shapes is kind of saying that this is not personal. This is something that needs to happen. It's you know, it's breaking up stagnation. It's shaking up the status quo. It has to do with collective upheaval, usually. You know, you see the dove and the serpent, which are both different signs of love in their own way. There's always a counterpoint, even with these destructive cards, where there is a sudden change or calamity or disaster or destruction. You know, it's even associated with revolution, this card. It's shaking up the status quo. It's creating a space for something new to be built, to see through fresh eyes, to become wiser and make new meaning of life, to rebuild in a stronger way. I love the Wandering Star Tarot, because it's still like all pretty and nice and sweet all the time, but she also has the Eye of Horus up here, but lightning is striking. You know, lightning strikes and then suddenly things will never be the same again. It's coming upon a structure. So again, this has to do with structures in our lives. And when I'm reading for people, you know, it all depends on the question. It depends on the other cards that are around. So this card, you know, it has to do with letting go of attachments to a certain structure in our life. This can be a job, it can be a relationship, it can be a literal like house or building. It can have to do with systems, structures, you know, and again, sometimes it's literal, sometimes it's more metaphorical. And then finally, the Afro Tarot. Again, you see the black sky in the background and the clouds. There's fire, but you know, it's destruction, but it's also can be revelation, and it's a powerful card. You know, we have some very powerful dynamic astrology coming up in mid-August. So, you know, it's fascinating to see that the numerology and the tarot completely co-sign what the planets have kind of been testifying and speaking very loudly about. So yeah, August 14th through August 20th are very powerful, impactful days to watch out for. You know, we're still in the very beginning of August. I feel like we're kind of in the calm before the storm. Mercury is retrograde. Mercury retrograde is in charge of the Jupiter and Mars conjunction that's happening Mars 14th. And then Mars and Jupiter each square off with Saturn and Pisces, who is ruled by Jupiter, who is ruled by Mercury, who is retrograde. So we are going to be seeing a mutable grand cross form by the full moon and the days directly following. And the buildup really starts. We're kind of in the riptide already of these cosmic currents that are evolving. You know, they're waves, and the waves kind of all come in on top of each other. And, you know, life is complex. It's multi-layered. There's a lot going on, but there's always a counterpoint. There's always good that can come out of even the seemingly most destructive, shocking, surprising alignments. So yeah, the Tower. Good times on planet Earth. Very often associated with revolution. And I want to take it back to the Rider-Waite. You see this crown up here. You know, originally, these cards, the tarot was, you know, it has to do with hierarchical structures crumbling. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you for joining me, and contact me for a reading. Bye.